That didn't take long. That feels like a nicer fish. Oh yeah, it's a better one. Check out that one, guys. There we go. You guys saw that or not, but cast it right back up there. Nice fish. A little bit nicer one. As you guys can see, one of that Berkeley. What is going on, everybody? Jay Ball, Blue Jays Outdoors. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Really appreciate you tuning in to this episode. And what I want to do is I want to make some shorter content for you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about flukes today and fishing with flukes, and why I think they are an underrated power bait for this time of year. So you guys all know that I absolutely love throwing, pink frogs this time of year. But I can tell you that, over this past year and last year, this fluke has become, my go-to for a lot of stuff. I have a rod and reel set up. This rod and reel is just for fluke fishing. And let me show you guys some fish catches from earlier today down in the Detroit River, and why you guys need to add this fluke style bait to your arsenal. Watch a couple of these fish catches, and then I'm going to break down for you guys real quick my setup. Try to give you a little bit of an overview of where I'm fishing and why I'm throwing this fluke. I do share some of the information in the video, but go ahead and watch some of these fish catches, and let me explain to you guys why I think the fluke is the #1 underrated power fishing bait in your tackle box. If you don't have any of these power jerk shads or these fluke style baits, you need to add them, and you're going to see why here in just a second. There he is. Oh, that's a nice fish, guys. I'm gonna keep his head up. That's a nicer fish. Come on, baby. There we go. There's 2¼ pounder. Just flipped a little bit farther out. I've been flipping kind of towards shore, but there was an open spot out here. I marked this place last time. And yeah, another nice fish. You guys can't tell me that those fish don't love that pink and white power jerk shad. Absolutely choked it. As always, that Vector 4/0 hook absolutely just pinned him. Wasn't coming off. So nice fish getting out of giant, but it's fun to get out here and catch them in these new areas that I've only fished once before. All right, let's crack open a cider. It's hot out. It's not as hot as down south, but it was 90 degrees today. So hopefully you guys see why it's so important to add fluke style baits to your presentation or your arsenal. I did catch some fish on the frog today, but the majority of the fish came from this power jerk shad. This is a 5-inch power jerk shad from Berkeley, and I take the white ones and I dip them pink in Spike It dye, so you guys can see it's pink right there. Right here's the dye, just so you guys know. Tackle Warehouse sells this stuff. I really don't care about the scent. This is the game fish scent. I know they've got a garlic formula as well, but I do dye them pink. And here's the bag of power jerk shads. You guys can see right here, I've got a few that are already, dyed pink in there. But I use a Vector 4/0 EWG hook, and the reason why I use these Vector hooks right here, guys, is they're super strong, good American company. And I actually found out about these guys through a podcast, and it's a super thick hook. Look at how thick that 4/0 EWG hook is. These things just don't bend out. And I've played around with fluorocarbon and leaders. Guys, I use straight 30-pound pink python Beyond braid. Guys, it works great. I've actually gone up to 40 and 50-pound braid sometimes, but with this 30-pound braid, the castability is actually crazy far for having this thing rigged weightless. And like you guys saw in the video, I cast it out and I just jerk it below the surface, so it's just subsurface. Kind of make it like a jerk bait almost, but it's really just kind of floating through the current. And the reason why I like this profile so much this time of year, more than a frog actually, is because it resembles a lot of the smaller bait fish that these fish are feeding on, but also too, it resembles a dragonfly. I think a lot of places, or a lot of fish, especially down in Detroit or even in northern Michigan, they're eating a lot of dragonflies, a lot of bugs this time of year. And again, I caught some on the frog today, but they were absolutely inhaling this power jerk shad. So hopefully you guys, saw how easy it was. I fished kind of these open grass mats, looking for those open pockets, those fish are laying in ambush. So again, if you haven't added some flukes to your arsenal, I highly suggest it. My buddy Carson turned me on to him last year, so big shout out to him. But this is a 7'6" medium heavy Abu Garcia Vertis rod, and I have this on the Revo Beast X, and now this is a lower gear ratio reel. I really need to upgrade this reel because, as you guys saw in some of those videos, man, I'm just cranking as fast as I can to keep up. I need to put a Revo Rocket or a higher speed reel on here. This Revo Beast X is a good like winching reel for like crankbaits and stuff and spinner baits. But when you're trying to rip bass through the grass, I definitely need to get a little bit higher speed reel. So get you a high speed reel, a 7'6" medium heavy rod, some 30-pound pink python beyond braid. Get you some 5-inch flukes. I use the Berkley Power jerk shads, some 4-aught EWG hooks, preferably the ones from Vector. I'll leave the link for these down in the description so you guys can check it out. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this really short video on why you should be throwing jerk bait or power jerk shads or fluke style baits versus a frog this time of year. So yeah, I have a pink frog, I always will. But again, that pink power jerk shad is definitely hard to beat. So hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like this kind of shorter form content, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what other kind of stuff you want me to talk about. I've got a couple of videos in mind that I'm going to make. One about my frog setup, and then maybe one about some knots, I think. But just trying to share some more short form content with you guys. So again, thank you for hanging out, watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Growth's been going pretty good. And remember, the easiest way to change your attitude is by showing gratitude. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.
There he is, right behind me. Guys, right where I just came from. It's a nice fish too. Man, that's a nice fish. That's a little bit better than the last one. Oh yeah. If you guys come to the Detroit River trying to catch largemouth, this is why you throw power jerk shads right here. Forget a frog, forget everything else, forget punching and flipping. Power jerk shad from Berkley is where it's at. Check out that beautiful fish. Just working this area behind me that I just drove over, and yeah, absolutely train wreck that thing. Check that out, guys. Yeah, if you're coming down to the Detroit River, this video is for you. If you guys want to catch largemouth up in this grass where there's this current, do not be afraid to throw you know, power jerk shads or fluke style bait, because the bass absolutely love it. No one else is up here. Had a couple guys up here earlier, and yeah, I'm the only one up here. Haven't seen anybody else catch any fish. I don't think anybody else is using flukes up here in the grass like this. So something a little bit different, guys. But nothing wrong with being different. That's why I like throwing pink. Nice fish, we'll get a picture and get her back.